top of the lists here. So we're going to do the same thing on the threat side, come up with your number one threat, top priority, and type it in here.
Yes.
It's getting competitive over here. I didn't know that this was, yeah.
Technically.
So funding sources, N21 funding. And so I'm assuming when we say funding, we mean a lack of funding sources to complete desired improvements. Okay.
Yep, I just kind of.
This is a very city council answer to these. So I'm sensing a theme here. We'll continue. Second priority threat.
Would I spell that right?
No.
Nope.
That's supposed to be FEMA.
Yeah, thanks. Right.
Noted.
You only give me one shot.
Yeah.
And I fat fingered.
Pressure's on. You gotta make sure you get it right. Inherited problems.
Oh, you spent some time typing.
Spelled correct.
Citizen interest, understanding, and the importance of growth.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That one? Good job.
Smart guidance of growth and meeting the needs of the people. Very good. Then the last, third priority threat, I shouldn't say the last, the third most important thing on your list. And then we'll have one. Procrastination.
Yep.
Relates slightly to your second priority threat, I noticed. Lack of space.
I know.
Can we budget a curtain to
Yeah,
that window?
no, it's just,
Or black spray?
No, it's my favorite thing.
no. Well, I've got curtains. That's a good one.
Communication. Miscommunication. So, just so we're clear on the communication, so that's kind of what we were talking about before with misinformation getting out there, not being able to have clear lines of communication, clear
Well, sometimes
public.
even though you've given it 100% clarification, they still don't understand.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they already got their mind made up.
Okay, so
You're right.
the last part of the exercise here is to come up with some kind of a vision statement. So a lot of master plans, in your current master plan, by the way, from 2007, has a vision statement. It reads as follows. Lowell will be a city of citizens who work with each other and with our neighboring communities to keep our small town character and maintain quality services. We will have a strong sense of community in order to address the problems and opportunities created by the growth that will occur in the region. That is what your plan says today. That's been in there since it was adopted in 2007. So, question for you to answer. Do you feel that that statement still reflects your vision for Lowell? Yes, sorta, or no? So, okay, three votes for somewhat, one yes and one no. So our job here is to create a new vision statement, and I can kind of help you wordsmith this thing a little bit based on some of the opportunities and threats, particularly the top three opportunities and the top three threats that we discussed. What are some ways that, so what do we have for thoughts in terms of a vision looking at, say, 2050?
Can I start with, there were people who said, yes, this aligns with what we were thinking, or somewhat. Let's start with maybe what did work, or what did you feel maybe was represented?
Can you go back to it, please? Maintain quality services is why I put somewhat. Strong sense of community, but like, I don't know, some parts of it.
I said yes. And I said yes because I am in the community every single day Flat River Outreach Ministries. I serve our council, Parks and Rec, chamber. I'm in our schools, and I'm soccer coach. And there is not a single day where I don't see a group of citizens coming together to form some sort of organization that betters another person in Lowell. Literally not a single day. And I don't think we understand how unique that is. If you go to the east side of the state, it doesn't operate that way. It really doesn't.
No, not bad.
So that citizens who work with each other and with our neighboring communities,
Yeah,
or just that first part?
it's true, and I think, you know what, I think the neighboring communities, I think that is something that we can strive even harder for. I think that Lowell is very, very loyal to other Lowell citizens. And I don't think that's a bad thing, I think that's part of our strength, but I think that is also a weakness. Perhaps there's room for growth there. I think that we do have small town character, so much so that people who have been here for so long are very afraid of losing that.
Yeah.
And people who are new here came here for that reason. So I think it still exists, even if people are afraid of it, it's losing that small town character, it still exists. People come here for it. It has a strong sense of community. If you walk down on a Thursday evening in the summertime, you'll know that within a second. We address problems, perhaps when they come up, before they come up, to the best of our ability, when we know how to address them. And to say that you address problems doesn't mean that everybody likes your solution, but you're at least addressing them. Opportunities created by the growth that will occur in the region. I think that we do that all of the time. We are constantly pushing forward for growth, even when people are a little bit hesitant to do that. I think, especially with the current council as it sits, we are very cognizant about how to grow in a respectful manner that keeps the people who have put in years, decades of time and energy into keeping Lowell what it is. I think that we do a really good job. So I think that that vision statement really leaves off where we are, and I think it offers us where we need to grow and improve.
So one thing I'll say about vision statements is it sounds like in some ways you guys have achieved a lot of this.
I think that we have.
So to Andy's point earlier, you know, when you think about 2050, is that different than what that vision statement is today? And so I think we've gone through a lot of things about what works, what could be improved. What of this do you think could change or maybe isn't quite as representative of the future?
I think what's missing from this is the idea of what is in our community and what we can take advantage of. Walkability, waterways, protecting our streets and our roads and the infrastructure beneath them. Really taking agency over what is ours.
Yeah, so the small town character thing bugs me.
You're
I feel like it's very limiting, and I feel like a lot of people who are against progress of any kind use it as a cop-out, right? We're losing our small town feel. No, we're not. Our historic downtown is still gorgeous. There's still history here. There's still vibrancy here. But to limit it, like, oh, I just want four strong carriages. No, you can't have them. And then strong sense of community in order to address the problems. I don't feel like they met that. Or whoever put this vision, or the vision statement together, I don't believe they met that. I believe the ones they did meet, I feel like the city lost on some of those deals in order to create that sense of community. And I don't think that's fair. Do I want to work together? Absolutely. Do I think that we should get the short end of the stick to be happy homemaking yes men? No, I don't. You know what I mean?
Do you think that problem solving and that collaboration needs to be carried forward though in that vision statement?
I feel like a lot of the collaboration that got done, I don't know how to nicely say this, I feel like we got stuck
Sure.
on some of those to create that sense of us working together. Where if you're not both open-minded, then I don't want to work together, right? Because I'm not going to sacrifice our residents for yours, or the other way around. I don't expect them to sacrifice their residents for us. I just don't feel like that was met, and I feel like people use small town character incorrectly or as a reason that they don't want things to change or progress, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have the small town feel, it's not gonna go away, right? Walmart's not gonna come in and replace the downtown. You know, Ford Motor Company's not gonna build factories where Big Boiler is, but we'll keep the small town character as long as we maintain the downtown, which has always been a priority. It's full now, and it wasn't when I started on council, or when Mike started here, or when Marty and Jim started. It wasn't full, and it wasn't vibrant, and it wasn't packed with people during chamber events, right? So, well, aren't we already doing that? But I don't want people to use it as an excuse not to be more inviting to people with different ideas. If that makes sense.
I think inviting is a very good word.
I had a little issue with the word growth because I think it left out the history and all the other things that have been accomplished in that. So it says moving forward, created by the growth that will occur in the region. Well, although growth is important, maintaining certain statutes are the same as that part of it. So I think growth should be something should be added before that. I'm not sure exactly.
Progress instead of growth.
Well, but yet still maintaining what we have, the past. I mean, you got to have some things that are important.
So more respecting or, you know, embracing,
Protecting history.
yeah, cultural elements or things like that.
And this is for our master plan vision, correct?
Yes. Eric, do you have anything you want to add to the list here? I think you were one of the maybes on the.
I put no. I think there's too many words there. I like what Leah said about the words, but I think it's too many words. I think it could be put down so it's a little simpler to read. And I agree with Jim that we are growing. Growth should be a huge part of this. We're growing fast, and we want to be inviting. I love that word too. So somehow combining, keep that inviting feeling to new families, new people, new singles, you know, whatever. All inviting to people as we're growing fast. Now, I don't quite know how to write that down, but that's my thoughts.
It's more about balancing growth, as it sounds like,
Yep.
in some ways. Okay.
Yes.
My turn? Thank you. I was a maybe, or in the middle, somewhat. One, I truly do believe Lowell will be a city of citizens who work with each other. We have, in the past, as a lot of people know, we've tried to work with our neighboring communities, and it usually doesn't fare well for us. Although I would like to think in the future our surrounding communities will understand the reasoning of the why, but as of now, I don't know. Keeping our small town character and maintaining the quality of service. I do like the fact that we have that feel. Are we a small town? Yes. Are we the small town of the 50s, 60s, and 70s? By no means, no. 10 years ago when I started buying property here, our main street, as a lot of you will remember, was a ghost town. And today we are vibrant, we are full, and it's good to see people visit our main street and our downtowns and shop us and eat in our restaurants. I think that's all great things. Our service, our quality of service is second to none, and if anybody would like to show me a better community that is putting forth what we do with light and power, our DPW, our water, our sewer, bring them on. Good luck, because I think we beat cities 5 times our size, hands down. The growth in our region is going to continue. If we can masterfully write in how we would like to see the vision of the city move forward, whether it is second-story developments, allowing more units on a parcel size than we currently do. All those things go towards affordable housing, getting more people here, and creating a more walkable, better place to be. That's it.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say, I don't know that I worded it correctly, but small town aesthetic and mindset are completely different,
Mm-hmm.
right? The aesthetic, I love, I want to protect. The mindset, you don't get progress, you don't get growth by limiting ideas. And I feel like sometimes that mindset limits ideas.
Like, is there a thing called the Greater Lowell Area Vision Statement that should be made up sometime down the road?
We have it already, but
We do?
it hasn't been updated.
Updated with
No.
the townships as part of that?
Yeah, that board is me, Shannon Kennedy, Mike Rich, Hurst, Corey, Jerry Hale, Tim Wittenbach,
Well,
and
the
and
reason-
Charlie
Yeah,
West.
because the reason I look at it now, I mean, it says neighboring communities, I'm not sure why they would necessarily be in this vision statement, considering it's our city.
Yeah, we have the
versus,
vision line.
like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
But I don't want to ignore them and leave them, right? Some input from our community, or our surrounding communities is always very important. We know the direct, that way then you can always have an open conversation of where they would like to be, and, maybe there's an opportunity for us to help.
Well, a lot of people don't distinguish either, right? Like,
Right.
they know they live in Lowell, but they don't know
Mm-hmm.
Virginia
Still,
Township or
people
the
don't know
city
where they
or
live.
Lowell Township or
Yep.
Boston Township or Alto or whatever. You know, every year inevitably we have people show up here to vote on township issues, and Jerry and Tim have people out there voting on city council and stuff. You know, people know they live in this community, but they don't know what
Well, we've actually,
governing body they're under.
Yeah, you writing down a draft statement over there,
Oh,
so you
no.
usually write.
We do request that you elect a scribe to submit.
Yeah.
Well, we can elect anybody. I was just, as everybody was talking, I was kind of just taking words and trying to draw them in, so, and then just kind of go off our past vision statement, just to start there. And I have written, Lowell will be a city of citizens who invite themselves and visitors to experience experience the charm, adventure, and art it offers. We will continue to build our community as it's called to be, and that's what I would say, so.
It was off to a great start.
Yeah, she's a good scribe.
Yeah. So is there anything in that statement then that anyone would want to add specifically? I know we talked about river access, walkability, public services. It's kind of probably the three most important, future assets.
Maintaining the vibrant, lively downtown. We already have the inviting aspect
Mhm.
to it. Balancing history and growth.
The word inviting to me is probably the most important.
and not,
Personally.
yeah, and not losing our past either, right? I find it very important that the people and the business owners that came before all of us had a vision for everything going on, right? And they built a pretty neat and unique town. So I don't think I would ever want to lose what our founding fathers have set forward. I think that's very important. And I do see that going the next 50 years into the future. If you look back, you can always find the good. So.
So I took out the word charm and added history. So that sentence currently reads, Lowell will be a city of citizens who invite themselves and visitors to experience our history, adventure, and art it offers.
There you go. Good job.
I don't think that's it.
You're close. You're right, you're good.
Yeah, so I mean, if we have something along the lines of it will, balance growth, provide high-quality public services, and continue to foster a walkable and safe, comfortable, I don't know what the word is there, but
Those seem to me like more like goals than actually what a vision statement might say.
yeah, and then, eventually, we're going to have 4 of these draft vision statements that we'll have to work with the planning commission together to sort of meld into one. So this does not have to be, not like drafting the finished product right now. But if we have something that's close, if,
Or at least get those buzzwords that you feel like are
Yeah.
important. That's helpful too for us.
yeah, so if someone, I can't because I don't have a phone, but if someone can type that into the program real quickly, if you have it handy,
Just getting your phone handy.
and then we can wrap up since I know we're getting close to your regular.
While she's doing that, do you mind if I open it up real quick for any public comment?
Oh, that's fine with me.
That's it? All right, Tyler, I know you were up.
I am.
Anybody else? I don't want to forget about you.
Hey, appreciate that. Tyler Kent, 280 Jane Ellen. I want to start by saying I never thought I'd say this, but I've been a Lowell resident for 31 years. Over the 36 years I've been alive, so been around for a little while, I suppose. Just a couple comments that I've heard, and as you guys are my elected officials, we hear a lot about walkability. I think it is a very walkable town. It is safe. I'm not aware of any fatalities that I'm aware of because of the road itself. That said, there are always room for improvement. I also want to preserve our ability to drive because we are a community that relies on Grand Rapids, Lansing, Ionia, and others. We work together as a region. I don't have the luxury of being able to work in downtown Lowell, so I have to drive to Grand Rapids or somewhere else. So I want to be able to drive. If Ada were to come up with any speed limit that they wanted, it'd take me an hour to get to Grand Rapids instead of 30 minutes. So I think it's only fair to say that we should have the ability to have some regional speed limits. Obviously, they're safe, but there are going to be people who drive, so I think that should be balanced. Kind of the other comment I heard too is climate change. Regardless of your opinion on that or anybody's opinion, I think that's an element that's way outside of our control. I don't want to turn to East Grand Rapids where we start banning leaf blowers or gas-powered lawnmowers or anything like that. Federal government's doing an excellent job of trying to control what we do and what we don't do. Don't want to have that at the local level. Maybe the last element just to bring up here as well is, a couple months ago, as there was a big development coming through for a 3-story building not too far away from here, I had mentioned that this does kind of derive back from the master plan, so I hope the public here understands how that relates to a master plan. If you don't like that they're pushing through a land use, make sure you comment on this type of stuff, that you don't want that. That's a key piece to this. And one of the developers come up here and said, I came to a planning commission, I heard we want to be like Ada. I'm going to look at the camera, I'm going to say, I don't want to be like Ada. I do not want to be like Ada. So, I want to be like Lowell.
Yeah, Ada wants to be like us.
They want to kick us out. So, all right, that's all I got, thanks.
Cool, thanks, Tyler. Anybody else? All right, back to Andy. Where are we at?
Well, I have a student one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So, in the interest of kind of wrapping this up, this is all we have for the exercise. So we'll kind of fine tune this slightly, given these 2 statements, Leah, moving forward for the report. Then just real quick where we will go from here. So after tomorrow, we'll kind of have a wrap on all the engagement meetings and stakeholder work sessions and so forth. We'll have a pretty lengthy public input report that we'll provide to the planning commission, and they're going to drive the next several steps of the process. Eventually, you will be getting a draft master plan within a few months to look at and distribute to your neighbors, and we will, of course, invite your input at that time. So with that, I will turn it back over to you. That concludes what we have to do, and turn it back over.
All right, I'm grateful for the time. Council comments, Eric?
None.
Jim?
I'm good.
Leah?
Great.
Mr. Chambers?
Second time I've had to do this with Andy. I enjoy it very much. Do we have any more things coming up where the public can chime in?
We will have, so once the plan is drafted, we will have a draft master plan open house where they can actually see what the draft looks like, what the future land use map and plan looks like and everything. So yes, there will be one more opportunity. At that point, the planning commission will also hold a public hearing on it as well. But the best opportunity will be either to look at the draft as it's online or to come to the open house when that is scheduled.
And just a quick reminder too that, you know, all of the planning commission meetings are open to the public.
Yep, absolutely.
So, good reminder.
And if
Thank
anybody
you.
has something that they would like to bring up as far as how our new master plan is going to go, you can always come see me on the weekends at 217 West Main at the store. I'm always available. And I would appreciate any input because I do sit on planning and it is going to be right around, 16 to 18 months for us to complete all of this. So it's not like it's something we're going to do in 30 days. So it is a very lengthy thing. So the more input we can get, the better off we're going to be. And I encourage everybody to come to planning while we're doing this and help be part of what makes our city what it is. So,
Yeah, I would expect a draft in the summer, mid-summer this year.
I don't have anything, Jim.
Make a motion to adjourn at 6:49.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.